Imagine a world where the US dollar is no longer the king of global finance. What if the very foundation of the current financial system is on the brink of a revolutionary shift? Stay with us as we explore the recent developments that could challenge the US dollar's dominance and reshape the future of international trade. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our deep dives into the latest global economic trends. Recently, there were reports suggesting that a 75-year agreement between the United States and Saudi Arabia to price oil exclusively in US dollars had not been renewed, leading to speculation about the end of the petrodollar era. However, these reports turned out to be false. While this might be fake news, it doesn't mean that nothing significant happened in the geopolitical landscape. Amidst the frenzy over the petrodollar, BRICS countries quietly launched a new payment system that Saudi Arabia joined, which could potentially challenge the dominance of the US dollar. This new development is critical because it could threaten the US dollar's dominance. The BRICS have been working for years on an alternative payment system, which is now coming to fruition. This payment system, called mBridge, aims to bypass the existing US-centric financial system, particularly the SWIFT network, which is aligned with Western interests and has increasingly been used as a financial weapon by blocking payments to certain parties. If you are finding this information eye-opening, make sure to give us a thumbs up and share this video with your friends to keep the discussion going. BRICS is an acronym for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The original acronym was BRIC, coined by former Goldman Sachs economist Jim O'Neill in 2001. Jim predicted that Brazil, Russia, India, and China would see the most economic growth by 2050 due to their growing populations, low labor costs, and abundant commodities. This prediction was also influenced by geopolitics and commodity prices. China had just joined the World Trade Organization, the Global South was aligning with the US, and commodities were booming. However, after the global financial crisis under the leadership of Xi Jinping, China started charting its own course. Commodity prices collapsed, and Wall Street's bullish outlook on BRICS diminished. Despite this, the fundamental reasons for the initial optimism about BRICS remained. They still have the growing population, low labor costs, and abundant commodities. What have been missing is a commodity bull market, but that too seems to be changing as commodity prices have been rising over the last few years. While the media was focused on the supposed end of the US-Saudi oil deal, the BRICS countries launched mBridge, a new payment system. This move could significantly impact the US dollar's role in the global financial system. Unlike a BRICS currency, which would be a new literal currency like the US dollar or the euro, mBridge is a payment system. It's a wholesale central bank digital currency system designed to facilitate cross-border transactions directly among participating countries, bypassing the need for the US dollar as an intermediary. Russian firms have reportedly been conducting trade with Chinese firms using Tether's USDT stablecoin pegged to the US dollar. This highlights that the real issue for BRICS is not the US dollar itself, but the payment rails it runs on, primarily the SWIFT system. SWIFT has been a significant obstacle for BRICS due to its alignment with Western interests and its increasing use as a financial weapon. mBridge aims to provide an alternative to SWIFT, allowing BRICS countries to conduct transactions directly, reducing their reliance on the US dollar. This new system uses a blockchain called Intanon Lion Rock, which was developed with the help of the Bank for International Settlements. The blockchain is coded in Solidity and uses the Ethereum virtual machine for smart contracts. Although it's private and permissioned, meaning it is only accessible to central and commercial banks. If you have any thoughts or questions about this new payment system, drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your insights and continue the conversation. The launch of mBridge is more significant than any oil deal or the creation of a BRICS currency. If widely adopted, it could dethrone the US dollar by reducing the demand for it. Currently, the US dollar acts as a bridge currency for many international transactions, especially large forex transfers. By eliminating the need for the US dollar in these transactions, mBridge could decrease the global demand for USD by trillions of dollars, weakening its value. The growing interest in wholesale CBDCs among central banks could be a sign of their intention to join mBridge. Saudi Arabia's recent decision to join mBridge, along with the rising number of observing members, indicates the system's increasing adoption. BRICS recently invited 6 countries to join its alliance: Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Argentina. Except for Argentina, all have accepted, showing the appeal for this new economic initiative. While mBridge is still in its early stages, its potential to shift the global financial landscape is immense. The system's ability to facilitate international trade without relying on the US dollar or SWIFT infrastructure gives countries more economic independence from US influence. However, there are challenges ahead. Countries will need a bridge currency within mBridge to avoid being stuck with large amounts of a single foreign currency they can't use. The concept of a BRICS currency backed by a basket of commodities starts to make sense in this context. It could serve as a bridge currency within mBridge, ensuring that no country is left holding vast amounts of an unusable currency. This would also make it easier for smaller countries to join the system, enhancing its reach and impact. In conclusion, the launch of mBridge marks a potential beginning of the end for the US dollar's dominance, but the transition will take time and face many hurdles. The US is unlikely to relinquish its control of the global financial system without a fight, and the strength of the US dollar, backed by trillions in dollar-denominated debt, remains a formidable weapon. Nonetheless, mBridge provides a glimpse into a future where countries have more financial autonomy and less dependence on the US dollar. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on the latest in global economics, be sure to subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and share this video with others who might find it interesting. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.